Hey, welcome to Murals. My name is Randy Miller, and this video is about basically me. I get questions all the time about, hey, how did you start this business? And so I'm just going to say, I'm going to make a video so I don't have to repeat myself all the time. I don't mind doing that, but it's just, if you want to learn more about me, you can. So stay tuned. I'm going to talk about from graduating from high school to going to Art Institute, starting a couple of businesses, and then ending up in Wrapz. So if you want to learn about me and the passions that I have, stay tuned. All right, let's start after high school. So I went to Mountain Home, Idaho High School, and then I decided to take 1 year off just to explore life. And then I decided I want to go and get in the arts. So I decided to go to the Art Institute of Seattle. Did it for 2 years, and the Art Institute, I got a degree in communications, visual, and basically I learned a lot from being an artist to graphic designer to print shop, and just learned everything about the arts, visual arts. And so I'm pretty passionate on art. I still go to the art museums, I go to galleries. I just love how things are designs and everything. So that's one of my passions is the arts, and from music too, and visual, and I'm a visual person. So after the Art Institute, at the same time I was going to the Art Institute, I was working at Albertsons. That's a grocery store in Idaho, and I've been working there for about 14 years. But at the same time I was working at Albertsons, I was working graveyards. Graveyards is from 11 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock a.m. And then right after that, I would go down to the Art Institute and go from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I did that for 2 years. The last 3-4 months of the Art Institute was pretty hardcore. I didn't sleep much, but I was trying to get a good portfolio going and everything, to get a good job and everything. After that, I decided to quit Albertsons, and then I went to, it's called the D2 West, and that was in downtown Seattle. And what I did for a year and a half was I did portraits for tombstones, and all different kind of sizes, but this is a porcelain. This is actually airbrushed portraits, and I got really good at skin tone and portraits, and just getting good at the arts. And it was like a little airbrush, and high quality airbrushing back in the days, and using the brush and everything. And these actually last for about 150 years without fading. So they put in the kiln, and they fired it, and it was like 3 or 4 different firings. So I put one layer on, and then did it this way. That was my first art job. So I kind of worked there for about a year and a half, and I decided I was getting kind of burned out, or I wanted to do something different. So I kind of went back to Albertsons, and I was a checker there for a little while, for about a year. And then I decided to go to one of my co-workers who was starting to paint houses, and he said, hey, help me paint a house one time, and I'll pay you. And then I said, oh, you know what, actually after I got done doing this, I kind of like it. So I decided to quit Albertsons and started working for a paint company. And I was working there for about 2 years in Seattle, and it was a great company to work with, and I learned a lot from the paint company. And at the same time, I was kind of doing the graphic designs on the computer and doing kind of freelancing, but also working on the fine arts, like doing paintings like in oils and acrylics, and going to art galleries in like downtown Crooklyn. I did a couple of art galleries down there, and some other art galleries in Seattle and stuff like that. So it didn't really take off, and I was exploring and seeing what would actually kind of bring the income in. So I was still painting, house painting, and also fine art painting and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it and everything. And then I decided to the economy started going down a little bit, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go move back to Idaho. So I moved back to Idaho, and I started up my own painting company, and because after learning how to paint and do it right and everything, so I went back to moved to Mountain Home, Idaho, and I started camping there. At the same time, I was starting to get more into murals. So the big murals, living in Seattle, I started doing a little more murals here and there. So I was fine-tuning kind of my arts and crafts. So I was hand painting murals and faux painting, and so I started kind of a two-business thing, house painting that does exterior, interior, repaints, and also new construction. At the same time, I was doing the murals, faux painting, and the high-end stuff. Also working on graphic designs on the computer and everything. So I was kind of a busy kind of guy, trying to branch out and seeing what takes off, and also enjoying the passion that I have in life and doing this and that. So it was kind of branching off in two different directions, and then there was some really heavy workloads on some years and then light on the other years. So the painting world, house painting, was booming in the summertime, and then vice versa. In the wintertime it slows down, then my mural business was taken off, so it kind of balanced it out perfectly. So so the murals was always most of the time was inside. I've done a handful of murals all around the country, and also I did a lot of them in Mountain Home and a little bit in Boise, and so I really enjoyed that part. But after about 11 years in being in business for painting, house painting, and also murals and stuff like that, I was starting to get kind of not burned out, but it was a little more challenging to do. People don't realize how much work is involved to set up a mural, to do it properly. I mean, there's lots of designing, lots of research, a lot of taking photos, and gathering up all the stuff to making a mural. And then once you get it on the design and everything, then you have to go put it on the wall. That's a lot of steps too. Sometimes it's pretty high. I've done murals that are like 7 stories high and gone scaffolding, so it's getting kind of dangerous. And I was thinking, okay, I'm getting a little bit older, and I want to do something different. So I decided to dabble a little bit into the printing world. So I started teaming up. I was talking to people, and I say, hey, I want to start designing something on the computer and then printing it out. And I started doing more and more door murals. And I said, you know what, let's see if I can mass produce myself. So I learned a little bit on the printing world, the wide format printing. So I convinced or teamed up with a guy. I actually did a murals and house painting on this guy was pretty wealthy, and I said, you know what, I want to get into the painting or printing business and mass produce myself, and I can grow and stay kind of at a one station area instead of going out and traveling all around the country and doing this and that, and actually getting out and about. So he said, okay, what can we do? And he says, okay, I need to get a wide format printer and stuff like that. So we teamed up, and the first business, so I was doing the house painting, the murals, and then I started up a printing business all in one session right there. And so we started up Quickwrapz, and the business was called Quickwrapz. And then all of a sudden, in I think 2008, that's when everything crashed. From my house painting business, I lost all my contractors, my repaints, and the murals are just starting to go downhill. Also at the same time, my personal life was going downhill, so everything all at once just crashed. I lost everything. I lost the house, businesses, wife, kids, everything. It was just very hard that year. So it was 2011 or 10, sorry. And so after all that crashed down, my parents sat me down and said, okay, Randy, you need to get a real job. And I said, okay. So I got a job, and I was working for an auto place, and they had an opening for graphic design, but also internet marketing. So I was getting pretty familiar with the internet marketing side, and I was telling them, okay, we can do this, this, and this, and they said, okay, let's hire you and test it out. And I was there being a internet marketing, but also working on the websites and stuff like that as a graphic designer, and doing website stuff and selling the cars and everything. So I was there for about 2 years, and actually the first year I was there, I was doing that, and then I convinced the owner. I said, I have a printer that I need, I want to see if you want to buy. So the printer that I got was an HP, the first HP latex printer. So I transferred that printer from my shop to the auto place, and I started making wraps there. And so I was doing the wraps, but also the internet marketing and designing and stuff like that, all right there. And we went for about a year, and then I decided, you know what, I want to start my own business again. And I was getting the drive and the oomph and everything. So I started doing, on the side, I started RM Wraps in 2013. And so I slowly started that. And believe it or not, it was in the summertime, and how things get drawn back to your old past. I started getting requests from house painting, and the house painting, they make really good money just in the summertime. So to balance it out, I quit the auto place and started on the side jobs, and it was from past businesses or past customers, and also generals. So I kind of slightly started the painting business again. It wasn't a full business. It didn't have a commercial licensing or anything like that, or it's just kind of mom and pop painting world, but it paid the bills. And also I started the RM Wraps business at the same time. So I know the knowledge of the websites, designing the websites, designing graphic designs and getting all set up and everything. So I knew the real good basics and everything. So I decided, you know what, I don't have a print shop anymore. I don't have a printer or anything. So let me go to Boise, kind of talk around and ask for a local print shop so you can team up with me. So I found Quickwrapz, and his name is Scott. And we just walked in, and I said, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I just want a print shop. I just want to send you the files, and you mail it. And he said, yeah, we can do that. So we could talked a little bit, and he said, you can actually lower the cost to make a profit, and then you can start doing this way. So the RM Wraps business for 8 years, what I did was I teamed up with a print shop. So my job is to design our rmwraps.com website, and then design whatever design work and everything on the RM Wraps website, and then go to when someone orders it, I can just send the file to Scott, and the only thing his job is to print and ship it out. So it was a very well-oiled machine, and so we did that for 8 years. And between the 8 years, in the beginning of 2013, I kind of accidentally fell into the architectural film business. I can't remember how someone introduced me into the 3M Dynoc material, and then I said, oh wow, this is actually really good stuff, and not a lot of people are advertising it and doing this way. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to, and I made a handful of videos, and 3M saw that, and they started, oh, this guy kind of is showing people how to do this. And it says, okay, Randy, you need to get certified if you want to keep on making these videos, and because we want the 3M name to be still really good, high quality stuff, and we don't want to make the 3M name brand go down if I'm doing it wrong. So I got certified at 3M, and I started doing that. So I started making more and more videos because on the YouTube I was getting more and more jobs installing the architectural films, and that's what it is. It's basically you're wrapping cabinetry, doors, walls in a wood grain vinyl. It's a high quality vinyl. A lot of people think it's contact paper, but it's not. It's like light years above contact paper. So there's a business right there with architectural films, the custom prints, and then I was tapering off the house business. So I had like 3 businesses going at once. So I was moving, the house business here, then the Wrapz business is going up like this. Then once I got to this level of income, I deleted the house painting business and mural business, and I focused on architectural films and also custom prints. How I got into the custom prints is through the murals, and I started doing door wraps. And so when the door wraps business started getting more and more traction, someone called me up and says, "You ever done refrigerator wraps?" And I said, "No, but it can be done." So once I got in the refrigerator wraps, I started selling more and more refrigerator wraps and mini fridge wraps. And so that's actually taken off a lot more too. And so the level of the Wrapz and the Wrapz store, Wrapz is basically custom prints that we can print out wraps for you on our HP Latex 700 series printer, and then go and print this way. So back to the Wrapz. So about 6 months ago, in 2011, actually 2021, big jump, Scott decided, you know what, I want to do something different. So he says, I'm closing the shop. And I said, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. This is when COVID was going strong. I said, I'm going to just buy all new equipment. And I'm going to kind of do a reboot of the whole business. So I have a 3-car garage, and I said, you know what, let's convert this into my shop. So because a lot of people's shops are closing down because of COVID, and my main business is online, so I don't have to have a store or a storefront. So that's the reason why I started working at home, and it's been great. Everything is running smoothly, and I truly enjoy actually working at home more than working at a storefront. Now, granted, in the future I might start getting a storefront. My goals are now is getting what I call full service refrigerator wraps and mini fridge wraps, and also units that they're wrapping. So I'm slowly getting in more and more full services. So people, companies, and other people are saying, hey, I don't want to do with the wrapping on the refrigerators or mini fridges. So what we're doing is they can order like 1 to 500 mini fridges at the units itself, and so they ship them here, we wrap them, and we ship them all around the country. That's the one thing we're doing right now, is we're focusing on that, but also the custom prints for one-timers, doing door wraps, mini fridge wraps, refrigerator wraps, and at the same time, this is the Wrapz, this is the Wrapz store. The Wrapz store is our architectural films. At the same time, the architectural films they're both taken off at the same time. And so oddly enough, I accidentally got into the business of wrapping interior yachts. So, and also cruise liners and high-end homes and commercial buildings. So at the same time, I do travel, and I go around the world traveling and installing architectural films. So it's just it's branching out. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting business. I always people ask me, what do you do? And it's hard to say, because I say, well, I'm a rapper, but also what kind of rapper? And I said, well, it's installing graphics on subjects, and also I'm an artist, and I still paint every once in a while, art paint, but also I make things. I love making things. I got a laser cutter, and I'm always graphic designs for my personal use, and just figuring things out. I'm always learning things. I'm always trying to come up with unique things, and that's like kind of my passion right now, is coming up with different and unique things. So hopefully you learned a little something about me, and every time I go somewhere and I talk to other business people, I really love enjoying actually hearing people's stories. It doesn't have to be business, it can be personal too. My ears perk up when I start hearing people's stories, no matter if it's good, bad. I love interesting things and listening to people's stories. So, I mean, seriously, when you meet me, tell me a story. Just enjoy it. That's why this guy's filling in. All right. Other than that, yeah, check out more of my stuff. I mean, down below in the description box, I'll put links on my websites and everything. But other than that, you have a good day, and stay tuned. We got more videos to show you.